Hello everybody, my name is Leo and with this video we will compare the NUX MG 400 versus the Zoom G2x Four and G2x Four. First of all, we will hear the units in action in a demo song, then we will compare the main technical characteristics of the two units with a very detailed comparison chart, then we will hear more sounds in the dedicated section of this video, also comparing these units versus real tube amps, and finally I will give you my 2 cents. So I hope you enjoy and please subscribe and ring the bell as it would help me to make more videos like this. Let's start! Now check out the differences between the two units according to the following parameters: amps and cabs and mic built-in, third-party IRs availability, number of effects and effect chain management more in general, MIDI support, inputs and outputs available with both the units, foot switches and expression pedals, screen size and type, looper, ADA conversion and USB channels, power dimensions, weight and price. And please notice that I will put in bracket the features of the G2x Four when actually meaningful. First of all, the MG400 offers 25 amps and 25 cabs, with 1 more amp and 8 cabs for bass guitar. You have 4 mics simulations at your disposal and you can place the mic across the cab in 3 different positions. On the other hand, the G2 has 22 amps and cabs in one single block, with no possibility to choose the cab and no mic simulations. In fact, the amp block of the G2 is kind of monolith, without the possibility to manipulate the cab or the mic. Therefore, in my opinion, the MG400 is more customizable, allowing you to better tailor the tone according to what you are searching for. Maybe Zoom is not offering cab and mic simulations as they are adopting the multi-layer IR technology, which basically blend 3 different IRs for each amp, and the unit select the proper IRs according to how soft or hard you play the strings, in order to try to better simulate the behavior of our beloved tube amps. Something similar to what Universal Audio is doing with their amp simulation pedals like the Dream 65. Furthermore, the MG400 offers the possibility to load your own IRs at up to 512 sample points, where the G2 does not allow to load IRs. Maybe for the same reason aforementioned, this is a limitation compared to the MG400, and we have to verify if for us this limitation brings some gains in terms of amp dynamic range simulation, which we can check out in the more sound section of this video. As regards effects and effect chain management, the MG400 offers 48 effects that you can arrange in whatever position you want in a signal chain composed by 10 blocks. On the other hand, the G2 has 79 effects that you can arrange in whatever position you want in a signal chain composed by 7 blocks. Neither of the two units offer offers external effect loops or parallel effects. One more thing to notice here is that the MG400 offers the scene management function, which allows to change presets seamlessly for specific parameters. I mean, without time gaps, where the G2 does not offer this functionality. So here the G2 offers more effects, but the MG400 offers more blocks. For me, it's better to have more blocks than more effects, but it depends from what you really need. On the other hand, the scene function is a plus for the MG400, which is missing in the G2. But the units has trace management, therefore the missing scene management of the G2 is not a big deal for me. But for some of us, the seamless transition between presets is a strong need. None of the two units offers MIDI ports. In terms of inputs and outputs, they are quite similar, as they both offer a guitar in, unbalanced stereo output, headphone out and an aux in. As regards foot switches and expression pedal, they are similar too. I would only mention that the G2 does not have an expression pedal built in, but it has an input for an external controller, which is missing in both the MG400 and the G2x Four, as obviously they have the built-in expression pedal available. The MG400 has a 320 by 240 color LCD screen, where the G2 has a 256 by 128 black and white LCD screen. Neither of the two screens is touch sensitive. I have to say that the screen of the G2, as I said in my demo review, is one of its main weaknesses. As it is small, the writings are even smaller and it is slow, in my opinion. If you check out my demo review of the G2, you may experience how the screen works. The G2 offers longer loops and both the units have a drum machine built in. In terms of ADA conversion and audio interface, they are similar, as both the units offers two USB channels at up to 32 bits, but the conversion rate of the MG400 can reach 48 kHz, where the G2 offers 44.1 kHz. The G2 has a higher dynamic range at 122 dB, where the MG400 has a better latency at 1.1 milliseconds versus 1.6 of the G2, even if this difference is very tiny. If you want more info about latency, you can check out the video in the card above. Furthermore, the MG400 has a computer app with which you can create and customize your presets, where the G2 has a phone or tablet app that you have to pay to get, and the Zoom Guitar Lab so far does not work with the G2. I don't know if it will be updated in the future. The MG400 is less power hungry, even if the G2 can be bus powered via USB, which is a very handy feature, something that all modelers should offer. In terms of dimensions and weight, the G2 is a little bit smaller and lighter, and in terms of build quality, I think they are pretty similar, even if the MG400 feels a little bit more robust. And finally, in terms of price, the MG400 is cheaper, with one exception, that is the price in dollars of the G2 So finally, the main differentiating factors in my opinion are the possibility to customize your cab and mic and to load your own IRs, which is missing in the G2, maybe because they decided to follow the multi-layered IRs approach. Another difference is related to the fact that the G2 offers more effects, even if the MG400 has more effect blocks at your disposal. So here it depends from what you need. The screen, which is better for the MG400, offering a better user experience in my opinion. The possibility to power up the G2 via USB, which is a very nice feature, and the scenes management, available only in the MG400, even if both the unit manage trace for delay and reverb. We will talk even more about the differentiating factors of the two units in my 2 cents section of this video. Let's now hear some more sounds.
We will now compare the modelers versus a real JCM 800 using 4 DI tracks, pre-recorded in my digital audio workstation. With the first sample, we will check out the frequency range and the level of gain, having the modelers with the exact same setting of the real amp. Then, still with the first sample, we will hear the modelers tweak to be closer to the real amp. With the second sample, we will focus on the bass frequency. With the third sample, we will check out the dynamic response management, I mean how the modelers reacts to how soft or hard we push the strings, verifying if they cleans up and breaks up like the real amp. Finally, with the last sample, we will check out the note envelope. Please notice that we will use pre-recorded DI samples to feed the real amp and the modelers, in order not to introduce errors derived from the fact that it is impossible to play the same riff more than once without little variations. Furthermore, the G2x does not allow to load IRs, and therefore it is much harder to get closer to the real deal, and I'm assuming that the G2x couples the JCM 800 with a greenback. Let's hear the tests.
Final considerations here, and please notice that these are gonna be my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and of course you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Furthermore, NUX has sent me the MG400 for free, but they are not asking me to say anything, and actually they even don't know that I'm making this video. Therefore, I'm free to tell you whatever I want. Furthermore, if you want to help the channel, you can purchase gear using the link in the description below. So, in terms of sound quality, these units are pretty similar, even if the MG400 offers more options to customize your tone, as you can choose the cab to couple with your amp, you can choose among 4 mics, and you can load your own IRs. In terms of dynamic range, they are both very good, and it is actually amazing what you can get in this price range nowadays. In terms of user experience, I think that the MG400 is better, with a better screen, a quicker response time, etc. Even because you have a computer app at your disposal, which is pretty nice and easy to be used. On the other hand, I think that the app for remote controlling the G2 should honestly be free. Even if it is cheap, it actually compensates the weak screen of the G2. And Zoom should encourage us to use it, and they should not put a tax over it. Furthermore, so far, Zoom Guitar Lab is not working with the G2. I really hope that in future the app will be free and the Zoom Guitar Lab app for our computer will be updated to work even with the G2. On the other hand, the G2 has a really nice feature, that is that you can power it up via USB. And this is particularly handy for recording purposes, as you can connect the G2 to your computer via USB and you are ready to go, without the need to connect the G2 to a power adapter. All manufacturers should do it, as it is very handy. Another nice characteristic of the G2 is its lightness and compactness. The MG400 is close, but especially the G2x4, without even having the expression pedal, is really small and a joy to bring it with you when you are on the go. All in all, I think that the MG400 is a unit that is gonna offer a longer longevity, in my opinion, having more customizable options, like the possibility to choose your own cab for each amp, or to choose among 4 mics, or to load your own IRs. In terms of sound, I don't hear specific differences that may justify the G2 limitations, maybe derived by their multi-layer IRs approach. But this is something you have to definitely evaluate by your own, in my opinion. I mean, you have to decide if you found the G2 better sounding compared to the MG400, thus justifying its limitations. In order to do it, you can check out the demo song or the more sound section of this video. And now it's your turn. Please let me know in the comment section below which unit you prefer and why. As you know, I really appreciate your opinions, and I think that together we can help guitarists who want to decide which unit to buy to actually make their final choice. So please let me know your precious and valuable opinions in the comment section below. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoy, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumb up, as it would really help me to make more videos like this. If you're interested in my IRs or in my camper profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or description below. where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. If you want help even more the channel, you can purchase gear using the links in the description below. It is free for you and I'm actually going to gain some fees. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.